game number 2, live odds bet online. Shame on college football, by the way. These are great games. There shouldn't be the four marquee games shouldn't be at the same time. One of these should have been in the afternoon. In any event, Georgia at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is down to 4, 57.5. That's a lot of respect for Georgia and also Fromm, because the freshman takes over now that Eason's out, as he has the ligament damage in his knee after the win against App State. So Fromm came in, the true freshman. He was 10 of 15 for 143 and a touchdown. He looked good. The defense was great against a frisky App State team. But how about this? Georgia fans ready to go. They're ready to take over and get those tickets in South Bend.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole contingent of Bulldogs fans going to be at this game. I don't know if that negates something of what we see from Notre Dame's home field. Not one of the greatest home field edges in college football anyway, but it's certainly a situation where the Bulldogs are likely to have more crowd support than many teams in this venue. Now, you talk about Jake Fromm. I mean, you really want to be aware with this kid. You know, is it a freshman rushed into action because the starter got hurt? Well, yeah. But all the talk out of camp this summer was that Fromm was playing as well as Eason. Here's a quote from Kirby Smart. There's not been a moment that's been too big for Jake Fromm since he's been a little kid. He's always been that way. So the reports are this kid has a good head on his shoulders and is not going to be intimidated by the environment. And of course, not going to hurt for Fromm in his first collegiate start to have a pretty good running back duo of Chubb and Sony Michael. You know, what do we got? The best running back tandem in the country. 183 yards, 3 touchdowns last week. We can expect a steady diet of handing the football off in this one.
As I mentioned earlier, they shut down App State. That was 31-0 in the fourth quarter before they finally scored. App State also kicked a field goal, 31-7 with like a minute left. That was weird. But they didn't do it. Only had 12 first downs, and there were 2 short drives after some interceptions as well. So the defense was terrific. Now, what do we do here? Wimbush and Notre Dame looked terrific, but it was against Temple, who lost their quarterback to the NFL Walker and also lost their head coach Rule to Baylor. But he had 12 carries for 106 yards, and he was 17 of 30 for 184 with 2 touchdowns. Brian Kelly on Brandon Wimbush, quote, I thought for a guy starting for the first time, he provided some excitement and energy to the offense. I think everybody that watched him can see the tools he has, the ability to run, throw the football. He's tough. He got hit today, but he got back up, end quote. Which should you be getting hit that much when you play Temple?
Well, it's a whole different scenario here because we're talking about a very different caliber of defense that Brandon Wimbush is going to be playing this week. Last week, the running game worked just fine, and he was able to move out of the pocket and create some big plays with his feet. Against Georgia, might not be so easy for this young quarterback to have the ground game that supports his ability to throw the football downfield. But when you talk about, the Georgia defense, what about the Notre Dame defense? Remember, Brian Van Gorders was let go as defense coordinator in the offseason. Mike Elko came over from Wake Forest. Elko guided the Wake Forest defense to number 10 in the nation in takeaways last year. Notre Dame was 104 in that category. And Wake Forest isn't known for having a ton of athletic defenders. The key, maybe simplicity of the scheme. Look at the quote from the former safety, Notre Dame's former safety, Max Redfield, about former coordinator Brian Van Gorder's system. Quote, I would say being consistently successful in that scheme is more difficult than learning Chinese. That's not the case with Mike Elko's system. This year, Notre Dame's defense looked pretty good in their opener.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.